Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Can you see me clearly?
Yes,
And can you hear me clearly?
yes.
Oh, that's great. So, my name is Johanna. How about you? What's your name?
My name is nice to meet you too.
So, are you ready to start the lesson?
Yeah,
Okay, so just to confirm, you finished new work until paragraph 286. Is that correct?
yes.
So, now let's start with the daily revision. Give me an example of the word lovely, please. Give me an example of the word lovely, please. I had a lovely holiday
I had a lovely holiday
last year.
last year.
She's a lovely person.
She's a lovely person.
The weather's lovely today.
The weather's lovely today.
Very good. Will you keep studying English until you die? Will you keep studying English until you die? Yes, no?
No,
I won't keep
I won't keep
studying English until I die.
studying English until I die.
Do you agree it's very bad for the health to keep eating after our stomachs are completely full? Do you agree it's very bad for the health to keep eating after our stomachs are completely full? Yes, I agree.
Yes, I
It's very
agree.
bad for the health
It's the very bad for the health
to keep eating
to keep
after
eating
our stomachs are completely full.
after stomach
Completely
com-
full.
completely full.
All right. Do you keep your money in your pocket or do you use a wallet? Do you keep your money in your pocket or do you use a wallet? I keep or I don't keep?
Keep
I keep my money in my
I
pocket.
keep my money in my pocket.
All right. Do you keep books after you've read them? Do you keep books after you've read them? Yes, no?
No,
I don't keep books
I don't keep
after I've
books.
read them.
I
After
after
I've read them.
after the bread
What's the best way to keep warm on a cold day? What's the best way to keep warm on a cold day? The best way
the best
to keep
way
warm on a cold day,
to keep
on a cold day,
on the cold day.
is to wear a thick coat.
Wear a thick coat.
All right. What do we sometimes mean when we use the words one, you, we, and they? What do we sometimes mean when we use the words one, you, we, and they? When we use the words
When we use the word
one, you, we, and they,
one you we and they,
we sometimes mean people in general.
people in general.
We sometimes mean
We sometimes mean
people in general.
people in general.
All right, that's better. The sentence, if you want to go to the cinema, you have to buy a ticket. What does the word you mean? In the sentence, if you want to go to the cinema, you have to buy a ticket. What does the word you mean? In the sentence,
In the
if you
sentence,
want to go to the cinema,
if you want to go to the cinema,
you have to buy a ticket.
if you
You have to buy a ticket.
if you buy the ticket,
The word you
the word you
doesn't necessarily mean
doesn't
me
necessarily mean me
in particular,
in
but
particular,
people in general.
but people in general.
All right. Which do we generally use the most? One, you, or we? Which do we generally use the most? One, you, or we? We generally use you
We
the
generally
most.
use you the most.
Very good. What must you do if you want to speak a language well? What must you do if you want to speak a language well? You must study a lot
You must study a lot.
And repeat, repeat, and repeat.
And repeat and repeat.
So three. Repeat, repeat, and repeat.
Repeat and repeat it.
If you want to speak a language well.
If you are,
If you want
if you want
to speak a language well.
in a language well.
What do you have to do if you want to stay healthy? What do you have to do if you want to stay healthy? If you want
If you
to
want
stay healthy,
stay healthy.
you have to eat healthy food.
If you
You have to eat healthy food.
if you
You have
eat you have
to eat healthy food,
eat healthy food.
sleep well, and do exercise.
Sleep
Well,
well
and do exercise.
and do
All
exercise.
right. What must you do if you want to remember something well? What must you do if you want to remember something well? You must repeat often.
You must repeat often.
If you want to remember something well.
If you want
To remember
some to remember
something well.
something well.
Where can you buy a drink when we're thirsty? Where can you buy a drink when we're thirsty? We can buy a drink
We can buy
from
drinks
a bar when we're thirsty.
uh, when we are thirsty.
From a bar
From a bar
when we're thirsty.
when we're thirsty.
Which country must we go to if you want to hear people speaking Greek? Which country must we go to if you want to hear people speaking Greek? We must go to Greece.
If
No, we must go to Greece.
when we
Must
we must
go to Greece
go to Greece
if we want to hear
if we want to hear
people speaking Greek.
people speaking Greek.
What does one do when one is hungry? What does one do when one is hungry? One eats when one is hungry.
When one was he
One eats
one eats
when one is hungry.
when was
When one is hungry.
when was
One is hungry.
when hungry.
Do they sell drinks at most cinemas? Do they sell drinks at most cinemas? Yes, they sell drinks. Yes,
Yes,
they sell drinks
they sell drinks
at most cinemas.
is most cinema.
What's the difference between the present perfect and the past simple? What's the difference between the present perfect and the past simple? The difference between
The difference between
the present perfect and the past simple
a present perfect
and the past simple
a past simple
is that we use the present perfect,
is that we use
the present perfect,
a present perfect
when we are thinking about time,
when thinking time
about time
about time
before and up to now,
before and
up
up
to now,
to
up to now. Whereas we use the past simple, whereas we use the past simple. Hello, can you hear me, Kato?
hello
Whereas we use the past simple,
whereas
we use the past simple
a past simple
when we are thinking about When we are thinking
when I thinking
about a specific pastime.
about specific
Pastime.
person time.
Okay, give me an example of each, please. Give an example of each, please. I have been here for 20 minutes.
120 minutes.
I have been here
I have been here
for 20 minutes.
for 20 minutes.
I arrived here
I live here
20 minutes ago.
20 minutes ago.
Has the summer ended? Has the summer ended? No, the summer
No,
hasn't ended.
no, doesn't.
So let's try spring. Has the spring ended? Has the spring ended? Yes, the spring has ended.
Yes, I
The spring
the spring
has ended.
has ended.
When did it end? When did it end? It ended
I did
on
on
when did the spring ended?
did
Let's say last week of May. Last week of May. It ended on
we did on
the last week of May.
the last week of me.
How long have you studied at this school? How long have you studied at this school? I've studied
I've
at
studied
this school for
a stay home,
at this school for
a stay home,
how many or how long have you studied at this school? How many months? How many years? When did you study at this school? Hello, Kato. How long have you studied at this school? I've
in
s-
school.
mm,
I
at native camp. How long have you studied at native camp? I've studied I've studied at this school for
I studied
at this school for
at this school for
let's say 1 year.
1 year.
When did you start your lessons at this school? When did you start your lessons at this school? I started my lessons
I
started my lessons
studied my lesson
at this school
at this school.
1 year ago. Come on, only 11 minutes. Please focus on your lesson first. I know you're doing something there. Maybe you're playing a game or something. So please focus on your Callan lesson. Oh, sorry. So you can drink some water if you want. So let's continue. Have you been to the cinema this year? Have you been to the cinema this year? Yes, no?
No,
I haven't been to the cinema
I
this
haven't
year.
been in this year.
When was the last time you went to the cinema? When was the last time you went to the cinema? The last time
The last time
I went to the cinema was
I went to the cinema was
last year.
1 year.
Have you written any dictations this week? Have you written any dictations this week? No, I haven't written
No, I haven't written
any dictations this week.
any dictation
This week.
this year.
Did you write a dictation yesterday? Did you write a dictation yesterday? No, I didn't write
No, yeah,
a dictation yesterday.
A study.
A dictation yesterday.
A teacher yesterday.
Are horses wild animals? Are horses wild animals? Some horses are wild animals.
A for
Some horses
some horses.
are wild animals.
A
Wild animals.
wild animal.
What do we call the arms of a tree? What do we call the arms of a tree? We call
We call
the arms of a tree branches.
we arms of a
A
tree.
tree branches.
A tree.
Branches.
And a chest.
Does your bank have a branch near there? Does your bank have a branch near there? Yes, my bank has a branch near here.
My bank has a branch near here.
Very good. Are there any bridges over the river in Paris? Are there any bridges over the river in Paris? Yes, there are some bridges.
Address.
There are some bridges.
Address.
Some bridges
Some bridges
over the river in Paris.
over the way.
River in Paris.
River
In Paris.
in Paris.
Okay, about how many eggs do you eat a week? About how many eggs do you eat a week? I eat about
I eat about
how many eggs a week? Let's
one
say 1 egg a week.
one egg a week.
What am I doing? What am I doing? You're pushing the table.
Or pushing a table.
What am I doing? What am I doing? You're pulling the table.
A one
You're pulling the table.
and pulling the table.
Do you push that door to go out of the room? Do you push that door to go out of the room? Yes, no?
It's
I push this door
a push it
to go out of the room.
to go out the room.
Is that table too heavy for you to pull into the next room? Is that table too heavy for you to pull into the next room? Yes, no? Yes, this table's too heavy.
Is this table
Too heavy
too heavy?
for me to pull
I'll pull
into the next room.
into the next room.
All right, so now please repeat interest. Please repeat interest. Hello,
Interest.
Kato. Okay, bore.
Or
Now, please listen. Interest means to want to give something a thought. For example, I like English. It interests me the most. Or I like computer games. It interests me the most. The opposite of the verb to interest is to bore. For example, I don't like English. It bores me. English doesn't interest me. Now, let's practice. What subject interests you the most? What subject interests you the most?
uh, the horror.
What subject? Do you like math, science, history, English?
Science.
Okay, science interests me the most. Oh, why did you turn off my camera? Okay, so science interests me the most.
Or silence.
Interest
Interest.
me the most. Me the most.
In the most.
What subject bores you the most? What subject bores you the most?
Uh,
What subject you don't like?
Math.
Math bores me the most.
Math was in the most
Okay, now please repeat. Interesting. Interested.
interested,
Boring.
boring,
Bored.
bored,
Okay, now please listen. If something is interesting, you give it a thought. If the opposite of interesting is boring, if you are interested in something, you find out more about it. For example, I'm interested in computer games or I'm interested in playing my gadgets. Then I get bored if I'm studying. So now let's practice. Do you think football's an interesting sport? Do you think football's an interesting sport? Yes, no?
no,
I don't think
I
football's
don't think
an interesting sport.
footballs are interesting small.
Sport. I think
So
it's a boring
I
sport.
it's boiling,
Boring sport.
boiling small.
Are you interested in the history of your country? Are you interested in the history of your country? Yes, no?
History,
Are you interested in the history of your country? Yes, no?
no,
I'm not interested
I'm not interested
in the history of my country.
in history of my country.
Do you get bored if you have nothing to do? Do you get bored if you have nothing to do? Yes, I get bored
Yes, I get bored
if I have nothing to do.
if I'm not nothing
To do.
to do.
Okay, so now please get your book for the reading part. So please go to stage 3, paragraph 185, shake.
A shake.
Okay, please get your book. Start with 185,
Yes.
shake. Please start. Again, 185,
Eight. 185.
85.
85.
Yes. Shake, nod. Can you see it?
Square.
No. Shake, nod.
A shake. Not. What am I doing? What am I doing?
You're shaking your pen.
You're shaking your pen. Do you always shake hand with
With your friends.
you always shake hand with
With your friends. Okay, so we don't have much time. So now we finish until paragraph 185 for the reading. So thank you so much.